the amazing moment, because I know you guys, I know you in particular, Viva, covered the whole laptop from hell suppression quite extensively. And to see now what happened in the court yesterday, this federal witness, her name is FBI Special Agent Erica Jensen. She was used by the prosecution, all right, this is the government, Special Counsel Weiss, getting up there to verify that that laptop is indeed Hunter Biden's. And they went through all the facts, all right? The federal prosecutor, Derek Hines, questioned Erica Jensen, FBI Special Agent, on the laptop and exactly how federal investigators verified its data. And let me just give you a couple of key facts. By the way, follow National Review's James Lynch for good coverage of the Hunter trial. I'm going here off of his report and my own reporting on the side. Okay. Jensen detailed how law enforcement obtained the laptop's hard drive in the fall of 2019 after receiving a tip from a computer store. All right, so fall of 2019 is when the FBI obtained the laptop. They used forensic tools to extract data from the laptop after obtaining a search warrant December 13th, 2019. December 13th. So by that date, they knew that it was Hunter's. And they went through exactly how they figured it out, that they cross-referenced Hunter Biden's iCloud storage accounts with the computer's serial number. This is all testified to by the FBI agent, okay? Again, by December of 2019. When did the New York Post report come out about the Hunter Biden laptop and its explosive contents? A year later, October 19th, 2020. At that time, the FBI not only had the laptop, they had verified beyond measure that it was Hunter Biden's to the point where they could testify to it in a court of law. And yet we had the 51 former intelligence agencies come out on that same date, October 19th, 2020, to say, this is the headline on Politico, Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo, according to these people. And it goes on and on and on. All these people who signed this letter, Viva, these are former intel officials. These are former CIA, former FBI, former NSA. You want to tell me not one called a person at the FBI to say, have you guys gotten wind of this? I know we know this, but it's extraordinary to see the FBI now saying it openly that it was his, and they knew it was his, and they knew it at the time the New York Post story hit. And yet John Brennan and all the others came out and said disinformation, and you've got the person they were trying to help, Kamala Harris, and her boss, Joe Biden, but she's speaking for them saying, cheaters get upset when they get caught.
Megyn, it's even more insidious because those 51 intelligence officers, former and present, whatever, they didn't say it was Russian disinformation. They said it bore the earmarks or bore the hallmarks of Russian disinformation, which allows them to say, we never said anything factually incorrect. It was accurate, but it bore the earmarks of Russian disinformation. You want to talk about actual election interference? This is actual election interference. It is intelligence lying to the public during an election cycle, pressuring social media to suppress the story that they know is true while, cloaking the lie in something that is semantically ambiguous. It's actual election interference. The ultimate irony in all of this, I have this idea like a sitcom, that it's about an abused son and daughter of a former president, of a vice president to be president, who hate their dad so much because of the childhood abuse that they endured, that they try to sabotage his presidency or, climb into the presidency at every turn that they can do. So they leave the laptop with incriminating, the most incriminating stuff ever, but intelligence foils the plan. The daughter leaves her diary somewhere, but intelligence comes in and says it's fake. It was stolen. And these kids who are trying to sabotage their father because they hate him can't get away with it because of the corruption of the system. This is, it's third world Eastern European. Everybody knew that it was accurate while they were lying about it in order to impact the outcome of an election. And I had Garrett Ziegler on, the guy who wrote the Marco Polo manual breaking down this computer. It contains stuff which If it were anybody else, they'd be in jail already for a long time, because although there's arguably, but not arguably, not minor stuff on that computer, there is sufficient evidence to support, at the very least, charges or potential charges for cross-state sex trafficking. But it's the president's son. This would have impacted the election. They lied about it. They suppressed it. They coerced social media companies to suppress it. They won. And now they accuse Trump of interfering with elections or cheating and getting caught. They are... Go for it.
That guy, Garrett Ziegler, I haven't listened to that show, Viva, but I will. He was in court. Amazing. He's been in court following this case very closely with Hunter Biden. And Hunter Biden's current wife called him a Nazi yesterday. Like, what are you doing here? Just to pick up on something you just said, because you're right, those 51 intelligence agencies, the headline said Hunter Biden's story is Russian disinfo. That was from Politico and Natasha Bertrand, who is among the worst, if not the worst, in just reprinting propaganda being handed to her to hurt Trump and help Biden. Glenn Greenwald goes off on her all the time. But she's the one, this is her story. But if you read the body of their letter, they're dancing all around it. But but just take a listen, because I just want to go back to this. I just had this debate with Bill Maher, right? Like, what was there election interference, and are the Democrats election deniers, and all that stuff. But here in this Politico article, this is 10/19/2020. We are 2 weeks away from the presidential election. Here's what they say. Quoting here, they talk about what's in the letter. So it has, quote, they concluded it has all the classic earmarks of a Russian information operation, that their experience in intel has made them deeply suspicious that the Russian government played a significant role here. If we are right, they added, this is Russia trying to influence how Americans vote in this election, and we believe strongly that the Americans need to be aware of this. Now listen to this paragraph. Nick Shapiro, a former top aide under CIA Director John Brennan, provided Politico with a letter on Monday. He noted that the intelligence community leaders who have signed this letter, quoting here, worked for the past 4 presidents, including Trump. The real power here, however, is in the number of former working-level IC officers, intelligence community officers, who want the American people to know that once again, the Russians are interfering. So it's fine. The letter did say, the clear intent and import of the letter was to tell everybody the Hunter Biden laptop is fake. And now we've had person after person come out to say, no, media organizations had to eventually admit, okay, it's been verified. But they knew it was verified. The FBI and the intel community knew. They knew at the time they dropped this letter that it wasn't fake, that it had been verified by the FBI, as this agent testified to today on the stand, Phil. And just to take you back at the complete propaganda we were being fed before the presidential election in 2020, the piece goes on. The New York Times raised questions on Sunday about the rigor of the New York Post's reporting process, revealing that several of its reporters had refused to put their name on the Biden stories because they were concerned about the authenticity of the materials. The Post stood by its reporting, saying it was vetted before publication. This is Politico saying all of us respectable journalists, including the New York Times, recognize a disinformation operation when we see it, unlike the dumbasses at the New York Post. All the shit went down weeks before the election, and now they're all on the stand like, of course it was real.
Well, the biggest crime that I can see is I don't have a problem really so much, because we expect campaigns to spin things, but it did rise in the media to the level of outright propaganda that was designed to help one of the candidates and hurt the other one. But the real crime was using Facebook and Twitter at the time and social media to censor the story. You couldn't even link to it if you tried to, because that's where so many people in this day and age get their information. They don't watch regular TV anymore. It's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on X. It's going to be on Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. But you just could not access the information. You could not share the information because there was this cohesive effort, if you will. Let's call it a cabal that entered into some type of a grand conspiracy. I'll even use that word to basically make sure that all the information that anybody got was pure propaganda. Now that is like Soviet style stuff right there. I
Look
don't
at this.
begrudge a
Let me show
campaign
you.
for wanting to spin
You're
it.
right. Soviet style, exactly. So watch this. Just a quick flashback. We're going to move forward, but we've got to spend a minute on this. It's just incredible. What a day to have them on the stand just saying, knew it all along. Here is the presidential debate with Kristen Welker of NBC showing zero interest in the laptop from hell. Watch.
So don't give me the stuff about how you're this innocent baby. Joe, they're calling you a corrupt politician.
Nobody.
President Trump, I want to stay on the issue of race. We're talking about the issue.
Laptop from hell.
50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the five former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
Is this
that's
where you're
exactly
going?
what.
This is
told.
where he's going. The laptop is Russia,
Yes.
Gentlemen,
Russia.
I want to stay on the issue of race.
You
okay?
have to be kidding. Here we
Mr.
go again
President?
with Russia.
Unbelievable. And let's point out, Viva, at the time of that debate, Joe Biden had to have known the laptop was real as well. Not only because of his connections to his son, but because of his connections too as the former vice president to the intel community and all those people who wrote the letter. Go ahead.
If he didn't know, it's because they deliberately withheld. It's impossible that he didn't know. It's implausible. It's laughably stupid. Every single one of those 51 intelligence officers should be fired and they should be charged because if they can find a 34 felony charge for Trump because he misclassified some clerical entry into his books, they can find one where there's actual lying to the American people and election interference and appreciate how it works. It's like Operation Mockingbird 2.0, disinformation laundering. The headlines are an oversimplified version of the lie in the letter. And so technically they never lied in the letter because it's always like, it bears the earmarks of campaigns. We know that the headline comes out and says Russian disinfo. The president or Biden himself comes up and says it. It's outright election interference. They are the criminals they accuse Trump of. And now the world is seeing it lay bare, but it's too late to do anything. And people are sort of fatigued. They just want to move on and go on with another election that's going to get stolen.
No, I
similarly.
refuse to let them move on. We have to spend that's what, as I was preparing for today, I'm like, no, we are spending time on this, what is now an old story, this laptop, because it's on the stand right now. This is it, the big admission that it was all real and that everything around it was a lie, though they're not highlighting part two. Remember the Leslie Stahl interview with Trump, Phil, where Trump, he taped it himself and released his own, full video of their exchange. But 60 minutes, the vaunted 60 minutes at the time before the election, saying as follows.
I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it. You want to talk about...
Well, because it can't be verified.
You want to talk
I'm
about
telling
insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course it can be verified. Excuse me,
We
they
cannot
found the
ver-
laptop. Leslie.
It can't be verified.
What can't be verified?
The laptop.
Why do you say that?
Because
even the
it's
family
verified.
the family on the laptop, he's gone into hiding. For 5 days, he's gone into hiding.
He's preparing for your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare? I doubt it. Okay.
And then when he tried to raise it at the debate, you saw what Kristen Welker did. It's just, this is why people on the right are so angry and why the left just doesn't get it when they dismiss, rigged election as, you're just a conspiracy theorist. No, this happened. This is verifiable. The laptop is, and so is this story. Grand Canyon University, a private Christian university in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, believes in equal opportunity and that the American dream starts with purpose. Change the world for good by putting others before yourself. Whether your pursuit involves a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree, GCU's online, on-campus, and hybrid learning environments are designed to help you achieve your unique academic, personal, and professional goals. With over 330 academic programs as of September, GCU meets you where you are and provides a path to help you fulfill your dreams. The pursuit to serve others is yours. Let it flourish. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.